Good practice today. I thought our guys really had a good day. Worked hard. We treated it as a Wednesday practice for Western. Got a lot of good work in, and so overall pleased.
Questions?
Mark, Ashley looks like he's still running with the first team. I assume since you're in game week prep, that means you plan to play him?
Yeah, we do. I am at this point planning on playing Ashley. So that's where we will penalize him when and if these charges come about and all that. Right now, we're just going to move forward. There's a lot of unknowns about that situation.
Coach, you treated yesterday, like Tuesday, today, like a Wednesday. How do the extra days affect procedurally what you all do with practice?
It just gets us ahead a little bit. The only thing it'll affect, it'll help us possibly taper a little bit earlier next week. I just wanted to get ahead of the chains this week for our first game and just be prepared and just put a little extra time. Yeah. He talked about it. He and I had a very good talk, and again, really appreciate Thomas. He's a wonderful young man and a good person, and he was exploring those options, and he and I were on the same page that if he was able to receive a scholarship, then he was possibly going to explore that. If not, he was going to stay here and join us in the fall. So as of yesterday, that's where he ended up. But expect everybody back for the most part. We should be in good shape for Monday. I know you all were out here today in practice. You guys were dinged up, things like that, but we should be pretty close to 100% for Monday.
I know that you didn't want to talk about it yesterday, but I have to ask because I didn't see Cody out there at all. Is he still with the team?
Yeah, we should be. Like I said, we should be pretty close to 100% for Monday.
Are we to assume you're not going to name a starting quarterback, or could you still possibly name one before the opener?
Yeah, I don't see the reason to. They both guys are working extremely hard. There's probably no reason for me to name a starter.
What about Melvin Lewis with another day?
He's coming along. He needs to work. Getting here late and all that, but he's a big body and very athletic, and we'll bring him along and play him the game.
DJ said yesterday that there will be a mix of 4-3 and 3-4, sort of depending on the week to week, depending on the opponent.
We've always dabbled. We've always done some 3 down. So we've done it before, and we'll continue to look at it.
Is that as much as anything, trying to, I know he's talked about in the summer, not trying to force his players into his scheme, but mold his, what he does to what you guys have?
Yeah,
right now?
just trying to give us the best opportunity to win. Just trying to be as multiple as we can within the scheme and with what our guys can handle and execute.
Now that you're through camp and into preparation, I asked you for 1 or 2 guys that maybe you weren't really thinking that much about going into camp, and all of a sudden they jump up in camp and say, hey, here's a guy who can help us.
Well, I think, it was a good story with Max Godby. That's a guy that jumped out at us that I think was an unknown coming into camp, and has done a very good job, so I'm very pleased and very proud of him. So that, and then, like I said, the freshman receivers have all been pleasant surprises. Javis Blue's coming along really nice, and our guys have our players, I think, are very happy with DeMarco. I think he's been very solid. So I'm pleased with the way he's been.
You were really pleased. You mentioned Alex Montgomery 4 or 5 times that first week or so. Has he continued to on that track?
Yeah, he's really done a nice job. Yes, he'll be out there and playing quite a bit.
Coach, are you starting to sense of urgency from the players with the game only a week away?
I did. I felt good about the past 2 days. I think, like I said, we had a good. Some days, you come out and everybody's gung-ho on that Tuesday practice, and then on Wednesday it tapers a little bit. I thought both days were pretty good, pretty consistent.
I know you don't want to name who the starter is, but can you take me a little bit into the process? Is it going to be you and Neil that make that decision, or all the offensive coaches kind of get a vote? Is it?
Yeah, we'll all make that decision. Ultimately, I said before, I'll make that call, but of course, Neil and the offensive guys work with him every day, and I'm overworking with the defense quite a bit, and go with their input, but also everything that I've seen through spring and through camp. And we plan on playing both of those guys, but we're not going to set anything in stone, because if the first guy goes in there and is doing very well, we'll let him go.
The game create separation, game action?
Yeah, I think we will. When when we go forward with that plan and what we're going to do, and that first, the first quarterback, like I said, we'll just see how that goes. I mean, it's no different. Everybody talks about it because it's a quarterback, but it's no different than any position. I mean, anybody, if they're one person's doing good, then they're starting. If they're not, then the next person's not. That's the way it is across the board. So, and I know everybody likes to make a big difference. It's a quarterback, and it is a quarterback. But the first guy will go, and we'll see how it goes from there.
How do you handle game days with Neil? I mean, will he make all of the primary decisions? Will you give some opinions? How will the offense be run?
Yeah, he'll call all the plays, and but obviously I'll make all the decisions, whether it's 4 down territory or when to take a shot and have some input and things like that. But he'll call the plays. So, 4 down or punting, going for it. Here or there, I think I have a home run in my back pocket.
What's the coach's biggest concern going into it?
Biggest concern? I think just the overall procedure. That's why we try to really put ourselves in very difficult situations all through camp and continuously work those situations in. And then again, that's why I want to be ahead of the chains and start maybe a couple days early just to make sure that we're all on the same page in the procedure.
What about your outside linebackers? If you had to go today, know for sure who you'd go with, or is it going to be like a committee of guys?
There's going to be a committee. Corey's got to get healthy. Khalid done a nice job, and we're working some different situations. Just trying to find that depth, trying to find that next.
You touched a little bit on the 4 down versus 3 down look. Is it a deal where Bud is going to be standing up? Is it going to be the same personnel? Is the personnel going to flip?
Yeah, we'll have an opportunity to mix some things up. I don't want to get into great detail.
Everybody good? All right.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
guys. Appreciate it.